After 60, protein becomes a double-edged sword. Your body needs it to fight muscle loss, keep strength for walking in the park, lifting groceries, or simply enjoying time with family. Yet, at the same time, too much or the wrong kind of protein can quietly strain your kidneys, the very organs that filter waste and keep you alive. Many seniors in America cut back on protein out of fear, while others load up on processed meats or protein shakes from Costco, believing it will keep them strong. Both paths can be dangerous. The truth is, kidney health after 60 depends not just on how much protein you eat, but also where it comes from, how your body uses it, and whether your kidneys can handle the load. In this video, I'll reveal the 5 most common protein mistakes that put seniors at risk, explain why one-size-fits-all advice fails, and show you the safer way to protect both your muscles and your kidneys. One of the most common mistakes among seniors is restricting protein when their kidneys are still healthy. Many older adults fear that eating meat, eggs, or dairy will damage their kidneys. In truth, this myth can do more harm than good. Take Robert, a 67-year-old retired teacher from Ohio. He had always enjoyed family dinners and backyard barbecues, but after hearing from friends that too much protein ruins kidneys, he changed his habits. At church potlucks, he skipped the roast chicken and filled his plate with bread and soup. At first, he felt proud of his discipline, yet within a few months, he noticed weakness climbing stairs and carrying groceries at Walmart became exhausting. His doctor explained the problem. Robert was losing muscle mass, not because of kidney disease, but because he had cut out the very nutrient his body needed most. Science supports this. In seniors with normal kidney function, higher protein intake does not cause kidney damage. Studies confirm that the temporary rise in filtration, called hyperfiltration, is an adaptive response, not an injury. Restricting protein unnecessarily accelerates sarcopenia, the age-related loss of muscle, that leads to falls, fractures, and loss of independence. Another layer of confusion comes from lab results. A protein-rich meal may raise creatinine slightly, which some mistake as kidney trouble. But in a healthy person, this is simply a sign of normal metabolism. Unfortunately, many seniors hear one isolated number, panic, and reduce protein further. The spiral of weakness then accelerates. The lesson is simple. If your kidneys are healthy, do not fear protein. After 60, most people need 1.2 to 1.6 grams per kilogram per day to maintain strength and independence. For Robert, the turning point came when a renal dietitian reassured him that eating protein was not a threat, but a safeguard. With proper guidance, he added lean meats, eggs, and beans back into his meals. Slowly, he regained strength, returned to gardening, and felt confident again. Restricting protein without reason may feel safe, but it silently steals muscle and vitality. And as we'll see next, the opposite mistake, eating too little protein, carries dangers of its own. The opposite mistake is just as dangerous, not eating enough protein. Many seniors believe that eating light means eating healthy, so they live on oatmeal, toast, or a small salad. But when protein intake drops too low, the body has no choice but to break down its own muscle for energy. This leads to protein energy wasting, a silent but devastating condition that robs older adults of strength and independence. I recall Linda, a 72-year-old grandmother from Arizona. She was proud of her careful eating habits. Her breakfast was tea and a slice of toast, lunch a bowl of vegetable soup, and dinner a small portion of pasta. She thought she was protecting her kidneys by avoiding protein-rich foods. But slowly, her energy faded. She began needing help to carry laundry, and climbing steps to her church choir practice left her breathless. During a routine checkup, her doctor found that her weight had dropped, not because of fat loss, but because her muscles were wasting away. Her diagnosis, sarcopenia, and early signs of frailty. Scientific research confirms her story is not unique. Federal guidelines once suggested only 0.8 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. Yet new studies show this is far too low for older adults. Seniors often require 1.2 to 1.6 grams daily to overcome anabolic resistance, the natural decline in how effectively their bodies use protein. Without enough, the risks multiply. Weakness, more hospital stays, and even higher mortality. In fact, recent studies reveal that seniors with mild kidney disease who maintained higher protein intake actually lived longer than those who restricted it too much. For Linda, the turning point came when her doctor referred her to a dietitian. She began adding eggs at breakfast, grilled chicken at lunch, and beans with rice at dinner. Within months, her strength returned. She could once again garden in her backyard and play with her grandchildren without fear of falling. The lesson is clear. Cutting protein too far is not protective. It accelerates frailty, steals independence, and shortens life. After 60, enough protein is not a luxury. It is a lifeline. And yet, as we'll see next, even the source of protein can make a critical difference for kidney health. A third mistake many seniors make is relying on processed foods for protein. Hot dogs, deli meats, cheese slices, frozen dinners, even dark sodas may seem convenient and inexpensive. But these foods are often loaded with phosphorus additives. Unlike natural phosphorus in beans or meat, which the body absorbs only partly, inorganic phosphorus additives are absorbed almost 100%. For older kidneys, already under strain, this rapid load can be harmful. Thomas, a 70-year-old veteran from Texas, is a clear example. After his wife passed, he lived alone and turned to quick meals. Lunch was usually a ham sandwich with processed cheese. Dinner, a microwavable frozen entree. Watching football, he drank a can of cola. It felt easy and comforting. But slowly, he developed bone pain and swelling in his ankles. Routine blood tests showed dangerously high phosphorus levels. His doctor explained those hidden additives were stripping calcium from his bones and depositing minerals in his blood vessels, raising his risk of heart attack and stroke. Thomas was stunned. What he thought was saving time and money was silently damaging both kidneys and heart. This danger is well documented. Hyperphosphatemia, excess phosphorus in the blood, weakens bones, stiffens arteries, and accelerates kidney decline. The hidden clue is on the label, words ending with phos, like phosphoric acid or disodium phosphate. Seniors who consume these foods daily may face health problems far beyond what they expect. For Thomas, change came when a renal dietitian guided him toward better choices: fresh chicken instead of deli meat, real cheddar instead of processed slices, and water with lemon instead of soda. Within months, his phosphorus levels dropped and his energy improved. He regained confidence and independence. The lesson is clear. After 60, processed foods are not harmless shortcuts. They can quietly harm your kidneys and your heart. Reading labels, avoiding phos additives, and choosing fresh, whole foods may take a little extra effort, but it can protect your health and independence. And next, we'll see that even the type of protein, animal or plant, makes a critical difference for kidney health. A fourth mistake many seniors overlook is ignoring the source of their protein. It is not only the amount that matters, but also the metabolic acid load each food places on the kidneys. Animal proteins such as beef, chicken, fish, and eggs contain sulfur-rich amino acids. When broken down, these create hydrogen ions, acid that the kidneys must filter. A diet heavy in animal protein raises the potential renal acid load, PRL, pushing the kidneys to work harder to keep the body's pH balanced. Over time, this low-grade metabolic acidosis fuels inflammation and scarring inside the kidneys, accelerating chronic kidney disease. I think of Margaret, a 74-year-old grandmother from Florida. She loved traditional American dinners, steak with potatoes, grilled chicken, or fish fillets with little vegetables. For years she felt strong, but slowly she noticed constant fatigue and rising blood pressure. Her labs showed early-stage kidney disease. The surprising culprit was not just how much protein she ate, but where it came from. Her plate was almost entirely animal protein, with very few plant-based foods to balance the acid load. Her nephrologist explained that while she did need protein, she also needed to shift the balance. Plant proteins, beans, lentils, chickpeas, tofu, and quinoa produce far less acid, sometimes even an alkalizing effect. Fruits and vegetables add citrate, which the body converts into bicarbonate, a natural buffer. Studies confirm that seniors who include more plant-based protein experience less acidosis, better blood pressure control, and slower kidney decline. Margaret was skeptical at first, worried she would feel weak without her steak. But with guidance from a renal dietitian, she began mixing beans into her meals, swapping some meat portions for lentil soup or a quinoa salad. Within months, her energy improved, her lab results stabilized, and she realized she could still enjoy protein while protecting her kidneys. The lesson is powerful. Protein source matters. After 60, building meals with both lean animal proteins and plenty of plant-based options reduces acid load and preserves kidney function. Choosing variety is not about restriction. It is about giving your body balance. And next, we'll see how even hydration, often forgotten, can make or break kidney health when protein intake is high. The fifth mistake is one of the simplest, yet most overlooked: forgetting to drink enough water when eating more protein. After 60, the body's thirst signal becomes weaker. Many seniors don't feel thirsty, so they replace water with coffee, tea, or soda. But protein metabolism produces waste products like urea and creatinine, which the kidneys must filter. Without adequate hydration, these wastes build up, straining the kidneys and creating lab results that can be misleading. Consider Harold, a 69-year-old retired truck driver from Michigan. After watching health videos, he increased his protein, adding eggs for breakfast and grilled chicken for dinner. But he rarely drank plain water, preferring endless cups of coffee during the day. A few months later, his lab tests showed high creatinine levels. Fearing kidney failure, Harold was terrified. Yet when his nephrologist reviewed his habits, the real problem was not protein itself, but dehydration. His kidneys were working harder with less blood flow, creating the appearance of damage. Once Harold increased his water intake, his creatinine returned to normal, and his anxiety lifted. This shows how dehydration can both mimic and magnify kidney problems. In severe cases, especially in older adults with other conditions, lack of fluids can trigger acute kidney injury, a sudden, dangerous loss of kidney function. Even mild dehydration reduces energy, worsens blood pressure, and increases risk of falls. The science is straightforward. When protein intake is higher, water intake must rise with it. Seniors should aim for pale yellow or nearly clear urine as a simple daily guide. Carrying a water bottle to church, family gatherings, or even a walk in the park can make hydration effortless. Adding lemon or cucumber slices can help those who dislike plain water. For Harold, small changes restored his confidence. By drinking more water alongside his balanced protein diet, he regained energy to play with his grandchildren and garden in his backyard. The real message here is simple. After 60, hydration is not optional. It is essential. Without enough water, protein can turn from a friend into a hidden threat. And next, we'll see how these mistakes can combine, creating an even heavier burden on aging kidneys. When protein mistakes stack together, the burden on aging kidneys multiplies. A senior who cuts protein out of fear, then eats processed deli meats, relies only on animal protein, and drinks little water is facing more than one risk. These errors combine to speed kidney decline, sap energy, and increase frailty. Henry, a 73-year-old retired mechanic from Pennsylvania, is a clear example. After losing his wife, he avoided meat at family dinners, but often ate frozen meals and bologna sandwiches. He rarely cooked vegetables and drank iced tea instead of water. Within a year, he felt exhausted, his blood pressure rose, and tests showed declining kidney function. His problem wasn't one single choice, it was the accumulation of phosphate additives, high acid load, dehydration, and poor balance. That is why personalization matters. For healthy older adults with normal kidneys, the priority is to prevent muscle loss, about 1.2 to 1.6 grams of protein per kilogram daily, divided across meals, using both lean animal and plant-based sources. Those who exercise with resistance training may need up to 2.0 grams per kilogram. Hydration must be paired with diet, aiming for pale yellow urine as a simple marker. For seniors with chronic kidney disease, the strategy is different. Restriction is often required, usually 0.6 to 0.8 grams per kilogram daily, but always under medical supervision. Here, quality is more important than quantity. Lean, fresh proteins, balanced with fruits and vegetables to reduce acid load while strictly avoiding phosphate-rich processed foods. Sufficient calories must also be maintained to prevent muscle breakdown. Henry's turning point came when a renal dietitian redesigned his meals. By replacing frozen dinners with fresh chicken and beans, adding vegetables, and carrying a water bottle, his energy returned and his kidney results stabilized. What this proves is simple. Mistakes rarely happen alone. When combined, they magnify harm. The safe path after 60 is not rigid restriction or careless excess, but a balanced, personalized plan guided by medical advice and daily habits. We have reached the end of this journey through protein and kidney health after 60. You have seen how 5 common mistakes, cutting protein without reason, eating too little, relying on processed foods, ignoring the source of protein, and forgetting hydration, can each weaken the body. When combined, they create a hidden burden that speeds kidney decline, steals strength, and reduces independence. But there is also hope. Protein itself is not the enemy. In fact, it is a lifeline. With the right balance, it can preserve muscle, protect mobility, and support healthy aging. The key is personalization. A healthy senior may need more protein than they realize, while someone with chronic kidney disease may need careful limits. The difference lies not in guesswork or fear, but in testing, guidance, and informed choices. I think of Robert, Linda, Thomas, Margaret, Harold, and Henry, each facing their own version of these mistakes. With small changes, they regained energy, stabilized their kidneys, and found new confidence in daily life. Their stories remind us that aging does not mean surrendering to weakness. It means adapting with wisdom. Now I ask you, have you made any of these mistakes? Do you know whether your kidneys are healthy enough for more protein or whether you need adjustments? Talk to your doctor, request a kidney function test, and work with a dietitian if needed. Share this video with friends, neighbors, or church members who may also be struggling with diet choices. And if you found value here, subscribe for more science-based senior health tips. Your kidneys, your muscles, and your future deserve care. Small changes today can protect your independence tomorrow.